If you've got a limiting belief about yourself that is holding you back in any area of your life, I'm going to explain to you exactly how you can change that starting from today. So, a limiting belief, let's start from the very beginning. A limiting belief is nothing more than that, simply a belief. A belief is not fact, and all of our beliefs can be changed. I'm sure when you was a small child, 4, 5, 6, 7 years old, you believed in Father Christmas and nothing or nobody could have told you otherwise. Until you came the day that you was presented with enough evidence to show you that it's not real, and your belief changed like that. And all of our limiting beliefs can be changed exactly the same. So, let's take the example of somebody who says, oh, I'm just no good at speaking in public. Well, that's quite a common one. So firstly, what you'd need to do is you need to look back and say, where is the evidence to suggest this? And most of our limiting beliefs are formed in childhood. Between the ages of 0 to 7 is when we're most easily subconsciously programmed. And if we're constantly told something by a parent or an authority figure or a teacher, or even by ourselves, we carry that through into adulthood, and it becomes a belief about ourselves which most people just can't shake, because naturally they've held on to it for a long time. But first you need to address, where is the evidence of this belief? And quite often it'll be an uncomfortable situation. That's why I like to give the speaking in public, right? Nobody wants to speak in public. It's quite uncomfortable. So naturally you don't want to do it anyway. And then you say, oh, well, I tried it once then, and I tried it another time then, I wasn't any good at it. And because they wasn't any good at it the first or second time, something they didn't want to do in the first place, obviously after that, they didn't feel they was any good at it, naturally they began to avoid it. So the more we avoid things, obviously we don't get better at them. Whereas when we feel we're good at something, we tend to do it a lot more, and we build the confidence, and they're the things that we believe that we're good at. But 9 times out of 10, it's simply just because we didn't want to do it, so we never gave ourselves the opportunity to get good at it, and we forget all the other things that we've actually got good at, that we gave ourselves the opportunity to get better at. It always just comes down to practice, but there's certain things we're willing to practice more than others. So we need to look at, where is the actual evidence to suggest this? Have I been unreasonable with this evidence? And the answer is definitely yes. Have I done this thing enough times to say that I am not good at it? Because why would you naturally be good at it, as we're not naturally good at most things that we don't practice? And the other thing to remember is that we all suffer with the confirmation bias. So the confirmation bias means if you think you're good at something, you're only going to look for evidence. You're only going to see evidence that supports that you're good at it. But that works the other way around. If you don't think you're good at something, you're naturally going to filter out all the times when you've done it and you've actually done it quite well, because that's just the way we're wired. So how do we change this? Firstly, as I say, we need to actually look logically, look at the evidence and say, okay, is this evidence based in reality? Have I attempted this enough times to actually say that I'm not very good at this, or I'm not that kind of person, I'm not that way inclined? Whatever the belief is there actually plenty of evidence to suggest it? Can I find any evidence that suggests that it's not the case? Can I think of any times when I have spoken in public or in a group of people? That's the first thing. But then secondly is just to stop saying it to yourself, because we're always in hypnosis. We're in self-hypnosis by the way we talk to ourselves day in, day out. And if we constantly keep telling ourselves we're no good at something, of course, naturally, we all know we're not going to be good at it. So we need to keep saying it to ourselves. That's the first thing. Whether you believe it or not, the very first step is stop telling yourself it. Then gradually start to look for examples where you have been okay at that in the past. Then ask yourself, have I practiced this thing enough? If I don't think I'm any good at it, have I practiced it enough? And am I willing to believe that if I keep practicing it, I will get better? What other things have I practiced at and got better? And you will find examples of that. And it always comes back to that. Realizing that just because you wasn't good at something first time, most people aren't. You will improve with it over time, if you give yourself that time. Then to stop telling yourself that you're no good at it. It's a limiting belief. Beliefs can be changed. You have to accept that first and foremost, and then you can slowly start building that skill, start practicing whatever it is you want to get better at. Accept that you might not be great at it first, and instead of saying I'm no good at something, you say I'm no good at something at the moment. At the moment suggests you can change it, and you're going to change it. If you just say, I'm no good at it, you're limiting yourself and cutting yourself off from thinking you're ever going to improve at it. So I'm no good at this, at the moment, which means you're willing, it means you're not lying to yourself, but it means you're willing to work on it, and you accept that when you work on it, you will get better. That's all it boils down to. Accepting it's not real, it's just a belief. You can change it, and if you really want to, you can improve that skill, but it all starts with the belief that you can.